So greetings, everyone. I'm here with Bob Sargent, who is the chair of our capital projects team, and Matt Hullfish, who is our project manager for our capital projects. And we wanted to give people a little more fine-grained detail on questions that came up in our original town hall meeting. And so that's the purpose of this Zoom call. I'm going to toss a question out. This is kind of a key question, a main question to Bob Sargent. Bob, can you tell us a little bit more about scenario A versus plan A versus plan B? What would we sacrifice, or what would we have to compromise on if we only have enough resources for plan A and we don't go for plan B? Can you just share with us a little more detail about each scenario?
Sure. I'm going to share my screen here real quickly. So just to quickly remind everybody that Plan A is the atrium and Plan B is the atrium plus the lobby. That's just to put it very simple.
And a few other things too.
And a few other things, right?
But these are the main things, yeah.
But what happens if we just do Plan A? And if we just do Plan A, because of the additional square footage, and can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Because of the additional square footage of the atrium, we are required by code to increase our bathroom capacity. We need more bathrooms. And those bathrooms would need to go into the atrium itself. So if you can see my screen here, this area is the approximation of the space that would be dedicated to those bathrooms. So as you can see, we would lose at least what we're calling one classroom, right? This building, this is separated into separate rooms, meeting rooms, classrooms, whatever we want to call them, but we would lose that space.
And what about the elevator scenario?
And there would be a lift rather than an elevator. And that elevator, if it is an elevator, would only service the upper floors. It would not go down into the basement level. So in Plan A, that's where the bathrooms go. In Plan B, we would move those bathrooms into the lobby here, and there would be a full elevator servicing all the floors. You can also see there's actually more bathroom capacity plus a bathroom with a shower.
And that might be nice if we have somebody staying overnight. If we have classes for the community well, there's capacity for a shower. And then say a little bit about the passageway to the kitchen there.
Yeah, this is something that I think is really important, that we could have two functions going on at the same time, one in the fellowship hall, one in the cafe lobby, both having access to the kitchen. So you would have direct access, or just this area wanted access to the kitchen, they could have it.
Nice.
You know, it kind of becomes a pre-function space and a function space, which is kind of nice.
And the lobby would be used for, people accessing the community well programming and people waiting for, to pick up their kids from Temple Micah, from the preschool. There'd be internet access. And this does bump out a bit. It would be some new construction here, right?
Correct. Basically, where this is the existing lobby, basically, right here, the existing wall. So it more than doubles the existing space for the lobby.
Well, the next question I'm going to ask Matt Hullfish. Matt, the parking lot is part of the mix. It's required by code that we have additional parking. Do we need to raise the money now, and do we need to build it now? What's the score on that?
So hopefully we don't need to build it now. We're going to be required to expand our parking to get our zoning variance for construction of the atrium. We're viewing this as a standalone project. We're hoping, as long as we have the approval to build this that we're going to build this parking lot, an agreement in place with the school, which we're working on as we speak, that this can be a separate fundraising opportunity in the years to come. And we don't need to build it right now if all goes as planned. And this is a project that's well into the six figures, from a construction standpoint. And, hopefully we can use the school's generosity and land donation and maybe even a bigger donation at some point in time with the school.
That's what is that they will give it through a variance or give use of it. And we've even talked about even financing that amount at some point. So we don't necessarily have to put that in the capital campaign goal if we were to expand our horizons. So Bob, talk to us a little bit about the Fellowship Center and what would happen in scenario Plan A versus Plan B.
So we have monies in the Plan A budget and we have monies in the Plan B budget for the Fellowship Center and the youth room. The Plan A monies are basically do-it-yourself monies. The money in there is for materials. Labor would be provided for by members, hopefully. Things like painting, maybe some carpeting, just general sprucing up and upgrading of the facilities. In Plan B, we take that money plus money for professional services. We would have the contractors do the work, do the painting. It would also include things like changing the lighting to something that's more modern, more appropriate for the space.
Nice. And the north bathrooms will get a facelift too, if we have the money for that.
Yeah, and that facelift is basically, again, a sprucing up. It's not a new floor plan for the bathrooms. It's just maybe new partitions, new fixtures, that type of thing.
Great. Well, so Matt, I want to ask you, what if we don't get all the money for the stuff in Plan B? And what's the biggest cost in Plan B? And how might we approach all that? Can you talk about that?
Sure. So the biggest cost in Plan B is obviously the South Lobby expansion. Approximately $160,000 of Plan B for the South Lobby. We're required to have the bathrooms, as Bob talked about, the difference between Plan A and Plan B. So that part of the project would need to be, we're hoping to complete that with the atrium. But some of the other items, as you see, the budget's up there on the screen, as you see, there's some standalone items, the generator, the meeting house carpet and the work in the Fellowship Center that we just talked about. There are some items in Plan B we can opt to defer or do those at a later date with other fundraising opportunities there as well. So yes, we can break Plan B down into some other options, but our goal is to build the South Lobby with the atrium.
Yeah, and the biggest nut, the biggest no-go is the South Lobby expansion. And so really what we're trying to do here, I think, is ask the congregation what their priorities might be, what their feelings are. If we were to go for Plan B and challenge ourselves, we really want to make sure everybody's included in the input as the leaders make a decision about this. And please pray for and with us as we try to make those decisions. So this budget also is available to anybody who might want to get it. It also includes all of the things that we have succeeded in doing already. And please, we want everybody to have as much information and as accurate information as possible. So don't hesitate to contact any of us. You can email office@pclawrenceville.org and we'll make sure that your question gets answered. Or we can even give you a call. So I just want to say a huge thank you to Bob, who is chairing this team, and to Matt Hullfish and Billy Hullfish, who's working with him. It's a really super competent group. There are too many folks to name with our capital projects team and our capital campaign fundraising team, but we really appreciate the job that you're doing. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.